Hey guys! In this video, I'll be showing you what's on my iPhone X. Just a quick disclaimer, this video might be a bit boring because my phone isn't super interesting, and I tend to keep my phone pretty minimal. Regardless of that, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get started. Here's what my homepage looks like. I just have one of the default wallpapers set for my home screen and my lock screen. I won't be showing you guys the default apps up at the top because it's pretty self-explanatory in itself, and I will just be quickly going over my social media apps. Also, feel free to follow me on any of these platforms, shameless plugs. I'll also have everything linked down below. I feel like I don't really need to explain these first few apps that I'm showing on the screen right now, mainly because everyone knows about them, so it would be a little bit tedious. VSCO or Visco is pretty much the main editing app that I use for basically all of my photos. I haven't started editing any new pictures on this phone, which explains why my personal gallery on here is pretty much empty. In this folder, I just have the TD My Spend app to keep track of my spending, and TD Canada, which I use to pay off my credit card bills. This is my Spotify. Right now it's just connected to my MacBook, and as you can see here, I'm just listening to one of the Spotify Christmas playlists. This is my Twitter. Feel free to follow me on there as well. So for the past couple of weeks, my go-to game has just been Animal Crossing. I used to play the DS version all the time when I was younger, and it's pretty addicting, not gonna lie. I think the funniest part of this reboot is that you get a variety of fruits in the app version, but on the DS version, you were basically stuck with only one kind, so you had to travel to someone's world, steal their fruits, go back to your place, and plant the seed in order to have a variety. I also have Tumblr on here. I'm not really that active on this platform, but sometimes I do pop on and reblog a couple of things here and there. I have the YouTube Studio app, which I use to keep up with my video stats. Next, I have Pinterest, which I mainly use for design inspiration. Google Maps, I use this for when I have to go on the bus and I have to check for the timings and routes. On to the next page. Here I just have a folder full of default apps once again. This is my Miscellaneous folder that's just full of apps that I can't really categorize. Goodreads, I go on this every so often when I'm looking for a new book to read. Cineplex to check showtimes and for any new movies that are playing. Headspace, a really nice meditating app that I should use more often, but I often forget to. Flip, I use this to check up on flyer deals close to me. And, of course, Facebook. For this little folder, I have Outlook, which I use to check up on my school email, the Waterloo Portal app, because I go to the University of Waterloo, and the Facebook Messenger app. Next, for this folder, I have Afterlight, which is just another photo filter app. Photoshop Express, which is meant for quick photo editing, and Boomerang for Instagram. Pretty self-explanatory in itself. In this folder, I have my productivity apps. So Forest, which is essentially an app to keep you off your phone with the use of a virtual tree that dies when you use your phone during the time period that you're not supposed to. Tide, which is what I use for the Pomodoro timer, mainly because I prefer their app layout and design more than I do with other timer apps. And of course, Quizlet. I don't really have a lot of games on here. One of the two that I have is a Marvel Strike Force game. I'm a huge Marvel fan, so obviously I had to play this game. Monument, an extremely gorgeous puzzle and mind-boggling game that also has a really nice instrumental soundtrack in the background. In this folder, I have my Remember app that I use to store all of my passwords. Next in this folder, I have my design apps. Pop is used for converting hand-drawn ideas into workable app prototypes, and Dribble, just an app for design inspiration. Here I just have the Zara shopping app so I can keep up to date with what's new in stores. The Second Cup app, which I still have to add money onto. And lastly, the Starbucks app, which I use to pay for my orders and to keep track of my star points. That's about it for my phone. There's not a lot happening on here for two reasons. One, I just recently got it, and two, I'm not a big fan of having too many apps on my phone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.